Good morning. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be here in the house with you all today. Let me start my timer also so I know, keep track of my time. I'm in this moment. Amy, thank you for the song that you sang because it really resonated with me. The one of what it takes of healing, of healed, and what there was a song, there was a lyrics that was in there. Let me pull this up right quick because I had to pull up your lyrics. And what the part that resonated with me was with my spirit and soul, I call the healing power. With my spirit and soul, I draw it to my heart. It's already here. I only need to claim it. With my spirit and soul, I know that I am healed. That's what's required of how to heal. It's that claiming that's already within us. We don't have to go out and seeking whatever it is that we're to heal or how to heal it. What it takes to heal is part of it. Now, they've created doctors and medicine to support us in our healing. And the thing about it is sometimes we just start with ourselves. Many times we hold on to anger and resentment and so much pain that's happened in our past that we hold on to it, and it just builds up in our bodies, in our systems and our organs. And then we wonder, why are we limping? Why are we, with different kinds of pains in our bodies? I have to speak for myself. I don't know about anyone else, but what I'm speaking of is myself, and how when I realize that there's something not right in my body, what is it that I'm not claiming? What is it that I'm not believing about myself? Where am I giving my power away in certain places? And I remember years ago when I was in the military, and it's like, and I knew it was time for me to get out. But I was like, now I'm going to keep moving forward. But my body started giving symptoms of, I went to the doctor, like, oh, you have asthma, or you have some other things going on. I was like, no, I don't. When did that? I said, oh, let me go within. Let me listen. It's time for me to walk away. When I got out of there, and this has been years, I've never had to use an inhaler. I've never had to do any of that. But what I knew was that there was that within me that knew exactly how to heal. The body knows exactly how to heal. Sometimes we just listen. I tell people sometimes to, if you get a craving, you get a craving for something in particular, or you might see a color, you might see green or red or something, and say, why do I keep seeing green? I've come to realize that, well, maybe your body is craving green. Drink something green, eat something green or red or whatever the colors may be. But listen to your body. I realize that there are times that I've been dealing with some body pains lately, and not realizing how the lack of water can create some more pains in our bodies when we get dehydrated, especially in the way that the weather is right now. And you don't think, it's like, I'm drinking water, but is it enough for my body? And I realized when I started drinking some water, the pain that I was feeling in my body eased up. I'm like, wait a minute, you mean I could have drank some water, like a couple of hours ago, and it's like, and not have to have dealt with this pain? It's not always that simple, but sometimes it is. Because the body knows what it needs. When I think about when we're talking about what it takes to heal, or how do we heal, sometimes it depends on what is it that we're wanting to heal that's coming up for us to heal. I'm realizing that in this time that we're dealing with an upcoming election, there are a lot of emotions that are coming up for people, a lot. And one of the things that I love is that there's a minister in Atlanta. His name is Rev David Alexander. And he started this 100 Days of Intention for the upcoming election. And it's called My Election Intention. And what happens is that And this started July 28th, and it goes until the day of the election. And what it does, there are messages every day that people record, and you'll get a recording, or you can go on their site. But there's a daily message to remind us to hold an intention for what we want to see happen for this upcoming election. And it's not necessarily just about the election, it's about the people that we get to interact with. It's about what our beliefs are about this upcoming election, or about the people, or whatever it is. But it's still, when we hold on to these emotions, it triggers us. Certain things will trigger us. Somebody may say the wrong thing to us. Somebody may just look at us wrong, or may have a wrong hat or something else, or wrong colors or something. And it may trigger us. But those are the moments when we go into that healing space and check ourselves for one, but also we send out love to that person, because we don't know where they are. We can see what they may be wearing or what they may voice, but we don't know what's behind their actions. So in this place of what does it take to heal, we have to begin with ourselves. Check ourselves. What is it within us that something may trigger us that easily that we could respond in a way that's negative? Be it with family, be it with friends. When we get into arguments, how do we avoid those sometimes? Sometimes we can't help it, but it's still, how do we respond to that? Mm-hmm. How do we, for myself, it's like, how do I go into this place of what is it that I need to know in any situation that may feel uncomfortable for me? How do I check in with my own self to say, really, Deb, we're going down that road. What's this about? Recently, I've had an experience since I've returned back to the Bay Area, and there was an emotion that came up for me of not feeling settled. And I realized, because I'm kind of in between a couple of spaces right now, and I'm grateful for it, but there's still a part of me that's not felt settled. And I had to think about, what is that about? And when I sat with it, this is the healing part of it. I sat with it, and I was like, where is this coming from? What came up was a reminder of something that happened when I was a little girl, of not feeling safe in my home, not feeling settled in my home. And I carried that decades later into my life. And I thought I did my work with it. I was like, I've healed that. Evidently not, because it's still showing up. Until now, that I realized I need to express what it is in order for me to do this healing work. And so I had a friend of mine that's a minister, and we had a conversation about it for me to be able to talk about it. And I cried about it and realized that little girl was then, but it's still a part of me now. And I get to heal this opportunity now. That I get to move into this place of, what I used was a visual of having an older me with this little me, and seeing the perpetrators, in this case it was my family member, and when the opportunity came that made this little girl uncomfortable, to step in and say, no, she belongs here. She needs to be here. This is her home. You need to treat her with love and respect. And when I did that with myself and with this little girl, there was something within me that shifted. And it allowed me, oh, this is where I need to be. I'm in the right and perfect place. I'm safe. But it took me some time to get to that space. That's part of the healing process. When we get to, sorry, these glasses are new, and they're moving. So let me trust that I'm seeing perfectly. But what I know is that there's a lot that happens with us when we're doing healing work. When I was doing hypnotherapy work, there was work, people would come to me for healing. But the thing is that they had to do their own work. I couldn't go in and heal you. You have to be able to do your work. So the first thing is, what does it take to heal? You have to want to be healed. You have to want that healing. And when you step into wanting that healing, because nobody can want it for you, people can say, oh, I want them to be healed of this, but do they want to be healed? That's the individual. That's the question. Does that person want to be healed? So it's like, so if you come wanting to be healed, are you sure? Because there's something that may play in your mind. It's like, you know what, you want to hold on to this, whatever, this injury, this illness, because it gets you attention or whatever it may be. It gets you that place of love. Is it something deeper? Because sometimes when people are looking for attention, they create all kinds of things. Not, of course, none of y'all in here, because it's like, I know who you all are. But I've come across some people, and it's like, so you're just creating this illness. It's like you want that much attention to create this injury, even if it's something minor, but it gets attention. And sometimes when people look at it and they go deeper, they never had that attention when they were younger. So now it's, well, I need attention. Look at me. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I have this cast on my arm. I have whatever it is. And sometimes it just happens. Stuff happens. But sometimes we have to look at, are we ready to heal whatever it is that's coming up for us? And if the question is, yeah, I think so, then are you willing to heal? Are you willing to do the healing work that's necessary? Are you willing to go deep and look at where the pain is? Are you willing? But then also we know that there is a spirit that's within us that knows exactly how to heal us. Are you willing to tap into that spirit and ask, what is it that I need to know about this situation? I remember Louise Hay's book that I have on my shelf. It said, You Can Heal Your Life, or How to Heal Your Life. Mm-hmm. And there was a thing about with hip, because I was dealing with some hip pains, and I still am, and I realized, okay, it may have some truth in what she said, because what she says is that afraid to move forward. Or it's kind of like hip, hip, hooray. It's like, being in that place of joy. And I realized, where is it that I'm not pulling in joy? Where is it that I'm not wanting to move forward in my life? Where is it that I'm willing to be stuck where I am? And then where am I willing to be stretched? Because then that place of with the hip, it's like you have to stretch the muscles in there, stretch the glutes and everything else. And because if not, it's like it gets stagnant, it gets stuck. It's stuck energy. I'm experiencing this right now, so I can speak for this. And I realized, let me stretch myself. Let me allow myself to heal. And then sometimes what happens when we're in this healing process is that when that healing happens, or we feel much better, it's like, oh, yes, I'm 100%. I feel 100%. Well, actually, I'm only like about 70%, but I'm going to go run a marathon